All right, everybody. Hello there. As you can see, we are in Star Citizen. Patch 4.7 is now live, and this is the new inventory system. Pretty cool. Thought I'd just touch on that before we get and pull out the Aurora Mark II. Right in here, you can see it's really cool. You can search, by categories here. It's a little laggy still. I'm sure there's some bugs to be worked out. You can, select helmets here, and it'll populate just your helmets. There also is a search bar feature, which I think is really handy. You can type things in and do a search, and it'll pull it all up there. As you saw, I just typed in pistol, and it brings up all my pistols, which is super cool. So that's one of the new features there. Also, if you want to, load things like your ammo, does it real nice and easy here. It populates into those things. You can obviously drag and drop from these little sections, but it's pretty cool. All right, enough of this. Let's go ahead and bring up the Aurora Mark II, which is a brand new ship that released with 4.7. I think it's a really cool ship, a really nice design, and a lot of bang for the buck, I would say. Alright, here it comes. And this will take a second as it pulls up, as you guys know. There she is. I really like the profile of this ship. It's really got a great shape. Look at that. And there you can see I've got the iridescent color on it. You know what, let me get rid of the chat on the side there so you guys can just see this ship. Really, really dig that profile. It's very sharp looking. Really nice design. And I love this paint. So this is the kind of iridescent paint that they give you. I think all the packages for the ship right now will give you this paint. And then that's a pretty cool feature. I don't know. I guess I should explain that. You can go up to the front of the ship and jump, and it will bring you up to the top of the ship. I don't know what this is for, but there you can see this really cool iridescent paint. From certain angles it looks green, other angles it's purple. Really, really nice. Again, I don't know what the purpose of being able to jump up on top of your ship is, other than, hey, that's pretty cool. But there it is. Now, this ship does have two different modules. Oh, look at that. This is already pulled down here. Kind of ruined the surprise. But this right now has the cargo module installed. And so the back of the ship is really the only thing that's different. And you can see right here that you get this storage capacity here, which can hold 6 SCU. Hey, you know what? If you end up hitting close and then jump up into here and think, oh no, I'm stuck. I accidentally got stuck in my cargo storage area. Don't worry, there is an escape hatch here. There's a button that you can get back down. So there it is. That is the extra storage there, the storage module, if you were. So when you have this module up, you still have 2 shield generators, but with the other module, the more combat module, you actually get an extra shield generator. There's one like this, just like this on the other side. Here is your normal storage, and right there you can only fit 1 SCU. Kind of feels like you could fit 2, but you can't. There's one on either side, so without this extra module, you can only store 2 SCU in this ship at a time. So it is nice to have those extra modules. You can buy the ship without them, but I would recommend getting it with those modules. Here is the door hatch. Very reminiscent of the original Aurora. Obviously paying homage there. As you step in the ship, there you go. There's your handy dandy fire extinguisher. And you've got another little component thing right here with the fuses. And there's your engineering terminal, which I love that. Love that that's already built in. Go ahead and close the door up there so we don't forget to later. This is kind of cool. On the side here, you got your weapons rack. And then down below is storage, which you can kind of squat down there and get it. Or with this new inventory system, you just hit the eye, and it will pull up the inventory system. So there you see it, which is really cool. I really love that feature in 4.7. So if you're out looting crates, all of that, you don't actually have to go and click the crates. You can just hit your inventory button when you are close enough. I believe it's like a meter and a half you have to be within to engage that. Now over here is a suit locker. I actually thought this was going to be a restroom in here, but it's not. Suit locker. I guess if you have to go bad enough in outer space, you could use your suit locker. I don't know. And then over here is the bed, which again is very much like the original Aurora, that very first ship. For any of the OGs out there with Star Citizen, one of the very first ships. So you go in here, it's not quite like the coffin. You got a little bit more space here. You've got the LEDs up above. You can also change the lighting scheme. Get a little disco going on in here. I don't know why you would want to do that, but kind of cool. And then my armor's in the way, but to the left and right, you actually have windows, so you can actually see outside of the ship, especially if the wings are unfolded. That's right, the wings unfold. I'm sure everybody already knows that already. But let me jump into the cockpit here. Now the cockpit really reminds me of the Hermes and the Zeus. I mean, it's basically the exact same thing. These two panels right here, even the seat looks the same. Kind of the exact same setup as the Zeus and the Hermes, which I really like. It's minimalist, but you still got everything you need, and you actually have a really great view in this ship as well. You can pretty much see anything that you would need to see. So digging it. Why don't we take the ship up a little bit here and show it off. So here it is. Let me zoom in a bit here, just so we get a little bit more dynamic shot of the ship. Here it is. And then when you bring up that landing gear, it's going to automatically do its little magic trick here. So let's bring up the landing gear, and you'll see what I mean. There is the wing unfolding. That's pretty cool. Man, I love this paint job too. This skin is really just cool looking. I'm here for it. Here I'll show you kind of straight on. Let me get in here just a little bit closer too, and I will show you the wing folding back down. And let's bring them back out. Come on, wings, unfold. There you go. And I'll kind of show you again from maybe like a little 3/4 angle here. Really quite nice. Definitely digging the ship. And you know, it's a lot of bang for the buck. So anybody who is first coming into this game, I believe they have a package going on right now for $45. You get this ship, you get 10,000 AEUC in game, you get armor, you get a pistol, you get a bunch of stuff, and it's $45, and that gets you in the game as well. So it is a game package, which is, you know, just really cool. So there's the ship. I'm going to go ahead and land it, and I'm going to change out the module, show you how that's done, and then we can take it out for a flight. Take it out for a little test flight. There we go. Alright, I'm going to store the ship here, and then I will show you how you can change out those modules. Alright, so now that the ship is stored, you just go to your Vehicles tab, and you go down and find your ship. Where is it? Right there. Aurora Mark II. You'll come up here, and there's now a new tab in 4.7. And maybe just for the ship, I don't know, but module. So you just click it here, and save the changes. It's right next to liveries, and so that's how it's done. That's all you need to do. Right. Here comes the ship. Really is cool looking. Now, the only difference with the new module is really only in the back of the ship, which you will see shortly. So now back here, there is no longer a storage module. There is, however, if we come up to the back here, an extra shield generator. So there you go, you get some extra shields. And then down here, as you can see, actually this hatch is open. You can see it. Here's your extra missiles. Check that out. Kind of cool. There's also on the top of the ship, there is another set with another hatch of the missiles. You know what? Let's go up there real quick and we can check it out, since we can go up to the top of the ship. And maybe that's so you can manually load more missiles? Is that a thing? Could that be a thing? I don't know, but there it is. Alright, let's go ahead and take this ship out. A little test spin. Now what's nice about this ship as well is that with the wings folded, you really don't have to wait very long for these doors to open. You can squeeze through pretty easy, which is very nice, as those doors are oh so slow. Alright, as we come out here, let's go ahead and get those wings to expand. There it is. You know, the ship is really just built for a barrel roll, isn't it? It's got a great look to it, in my opinion. I love how it changes color from different angles. But here is the ship lying and in action. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I have heard people call it a mini Scorpius, which I totally get that. Definitely has that vibe. Obviously doesn't have anywhere near the firepower of the Scorpius, but it does have one advantage, and that is that it has a bed. So you can actually bed log in this ship, which I tend to like. I tend to use it. Here you can see your full view here from the cockpit is pretty nice. Alright, and let's get out of the Armistice zone here. You only have 1.5 quantum fuel, so not great, but you can still kind of get around. Here, why don't I quantum a little bit just so I can maybe get away from this Armistice zone so I can show you the guns. Although, you know what? I think we're going to get out of there pretty quick here. With the top speed here, you can see while in quantum is 1229, which is a good clip. That's fast. And while the ship is quick, it's not like overly fast. It's not like, you know, you're gonna run into the wall as soon as you run into an asteroid as soon as you launch. But it is decently quick. Ooh, let's not black out. There we go. There is the lasers in action. Really has that kind of X-Wing vibe to it. It's reminding me of early Star Wars games when you first got to fly X-Wings. Just something cool about that. Those 4 lasers going out there, right? Oh, it looks really purple now from this lighting and this angle. The other cool thing about this ship is that you the guns, if you can kind of see where they're mounted more to the body of the ship, so not at the ends of the wingtips. So that means if you lose a wing, you can still fire. You will lose the missiles that are on those wingtips, but you still have your firepower. Now this ship obviously isn't going to be going up against anything heavy, but you can defend yourself and obviously hold your own with the lower level ships, the lighter ships. I think you'll have to do a little bit of hit and run with this ship, but it is very cool. Alright, there you have it. This is the Aurora Mark II in the current 4.7 patch of Star Citizen. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I would say this is a great ship for starters. Anybody that's wanting to get into the game, this is the way to do it. You get a lot of ship for not a lot of money. You get into the game, and you also get some other cool gear with it. For $45, it's hard to beat. So thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.